You know that feeling when you're staring at a sentence and English grammar just feels like a bunch of random, impossible rules? Well, what if I told you it's not? Today, we're going to unlock two of the biggest grammar puzzles out there, using a couple of secret keys that, believe it or not, you already know how to use.
All right, so let's dive right in by looking at the errors that trip up pretty much everyone. I'm talking native speakers, new learners, everybody. These are the greatest hits of grammar mistakes.
So should you lay down or lie down? Do you feel good or do you feel badly? It can feel like you're just guessing, right? But these aren't random rules at all. They're actually clues. They're pointing to a much simpler, way more logical system that's hiding just under the surface.
Okay, to start cracking this code, we need our first key. And it all comes down to asking one simple question, to find a sort of hidden object in your sentence. Seriously, this one little trick is going to solve half our problems right off the bat.
So this first key helps us find what's called a transitive verb. The easiest way to think about it is like a game of catch. A transitive verb is the throw. The action has to go somewhere, it has to land on something. That something it lands on is the direct object. It's the catch. Without the catch, the throw is incomplete.
And the test for this? Oh, it's incredibly simple. All you do is find your subject and your verb, and then you ask what or whom. So for a sentence like, she telephoned, you ask, she telephoned whom? Well, you need an answer, right? Her uncle. The fact that you need an answer tells you telephoned is a transitive verb. It's a total game changer. Okay, tool number one is in hand. Let's put it to work on our first big case, the classic mystery of lay versus lie. This one test is literally all you need to get it right, every single time.
And here is a fantastic little trick to remember this forever. Just listen to the vowel sounds. The A sound in lay is just like the A in place. You have to place something. The I sound in lie is just like the I in recline. You just recline yourself. See? One needs an object, the other one doesn't.
So if it's that simple, why on earth does everyone get this wrong? Well, the source material points out that it's basically a perfect crime. It's a classic case of mistaken identity. The past tense of to lie, as in reclining, is the exact same word as the present tense of to lay.
And right here, you can see the trap in plain sight. Take a look at the past tense of to lie. It's lay. So when you say, yesterday I lay down for a nap, you're totally correct. But it looks and sounds exactly like the verb you use to lay a book on the table. It's no wonder we all get them mixed up.
So here it is. Here is your permanent fix. When you're talking about the past, just do our little test. Look for that direct object. If you find one, like the book here, the verb you need is laid. Just remember, if there's a direct object, the verb probably ends in a D. Simple as that.
Okay, that's awesome, but wait a second. What about an error like I feel badly? Our hidden object test, well, it doesn't work here. I feel what? Doesn't make sense. That's because we're dealing with a completely different type of verb. And that means we need our second secret key.
This second type of verb is called a linking verb. And here's the thing, these verbs don't show any action at all. Instead, what they do is act like a mathematical equals sign. They just connect the subject of the sentence to a word that describes it or renames it. They show a state of being, not a state of doing.
And the test for these is just as easy, maybe even easier. Just try to replace the verb with an equals sign. Charles has become a new man. Does that work as Charles equals a new man? Yes, it does, perfectly. The verb is just acting as a link, an equals sign.
And here are the usual suspects. You've got your basic forms of to be, like is, am, was, were, but look at that group in the middle, sensory verbs. Feel, look, taste, smell, sound. This right here is where almost all the confusion happens, because sometimes these words can be action verbs too.
Okay, let's grab our new equal sign tool and use it to solve our second mystery, the curious case of feeling good versus feeling badly.
Here's the breakdown. When you say I feel good, the word feel is a linking verb. It's an equal sign. You're really saying I equals good. Good is an adjective, and it's describing the subject I. But if you say I feel badly, you're using an adverb. And what do adverbs do? They describe actions. But there's no action here. You're not describing how you perform the act of feeling. You're describing your state of being.
You know, the grammar pros have a really fancy term for this. They call it a misattribution of modification. But all that really means is you're trying to describe how a state of being is being, which just doesn't make any sense. It's like saying, she is quickly. It just sounds wrong because it is wrong.
Now there is one little curveball here, and it's the word well. If someone asks how you are, it's perfectly fine to say, I am well. But in that specific case, well is working as an adjective that means in good health. If you're just talking about your general mood, like you're happy, the word you want is good.
And just like that, we've done it. Both mysteries are solved. And the best part is, you didn't have to just memorize a bunch of random rules. You learned the system behind them. And now you've got this amazing new toolkit to figure this stuff out for yourself.
So here it is, the whole thing in a nutshell. Your new two-step verb check. Step 1. Is it an action verb? Just ask, subject plus verb plus what? If you need an object, it's transitive, like lay. If not, move to step 2. Is it a state of being verb? Try swapping it for an equal sign. If it works, it's a linking verb, and it needs an adjective, like good. That's it. That's the whole system.
So you see, so many of these things we call grammar rules aren't random at all. They're just the logical pieces of a much bigger system. Now that you have the keys to unlock verbs, you can start to see that hidden logic everywhere you look. It makes you wonder, right? What other so-called rules are just waiting for us to find the system hiding inside.